we've already looked on finding internship and shadowing opportunities online on LinkedIn, now we're going to take a look on how to find these opportunities in a live in-person event and what you have to do when you're in front of somebody to make sure you're able to ask for those opportunities that are going to come up, and the doors will be opened so you can take these opportunities and find your passion. Narrow down the things that you love to do. So the first thing we need to do before anything else is find an event to go to. So we're going to go onto Eventbrite, right? It's a great website where you can find local events that are going on in your community. So the first thing you're going to want to do on Eventbrite, it says popular in, and you want to type in your city. So San Diego, we're going to click on that. And it's going to bring up, if we scroll down, events that are going on in San Diego. And right off the bat, I see a couple that are really, really good. Right here, in the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a Rise weekend in San Diego, which from past experience, I know Rise is a great opportunity that empowers women, and they go and they have all of these, activities and events and speakers to be able to help you find that career that you want. There's another one right below that says Kaiser Permanente Thrive Half Marathon. So this is an opportunity, an event where people are raising money. So everyone comes together for a common cause. And then the one that really caught my eye, it says San Diego Job Fair, August 13th in the Sheraton Mission Valley, right? So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And this is amazing. I mean, this is just it right now. Looking it up, just searching events in San Diego, and these events came up, right? So here it's going to give you the date and time when this is going on, the location, right? And then it's going to give you a little bit of description of the event, right? Right here, we're going to read it. As you are looking for a job in the San Diego area, if you are, then you need to register to attend this event. Best Hire Career Fair has been providing the best hiring events in the country for the last 3 years. Now you can read more about this event on your own time, but in general, all you have to do is search for events in your city and see if some relate to the interest that you have. Now once you go to the event, what are you going to do? The first thing you want to do is look for people, that I once got told, if you're at an event and there's some food, that's a great way to be able to start talking to people. You go where the food is, people are serving their plate, and you just ask them, hey, how are you liking the event? A really simple question that will open up a conversation. Once you open up that conversation, you start networking. What you're going to want to do is bring out the business card that you created before, hand it to them, and they're going to hand you their card, right? So step 1, go to an event. Step 2, start a conversation. Step 3, hand them a business card, right? Once you do, you're going to get their information, and that's gold because you're going to be able to reach out to them in the coming weeks, in the coming months, etc. Now, as you're having this conversation, it's really important for you to be the one asking the questions. People tend to like when they talk about themselves, talk about the things that they do. So ask them, hey, what do you work in? How long have you been there? How do you like it? What are the things that you love? What would you change? Etc., etc. And as they answer the questions, always be thinking, what's the next thing I can ask them? At the end of the 5 or 10 minutes that you're talking to them, if they spoke 80 or 90% of the time, they're going to feel like you're a great person because you let them share the things that they wanted to share, right? So, just recapping, step 1, find the event on Eventbrite. Step 2, hand them a business card. Step 3, make good conversation. Step 4, this is where it becomes really, really important, is after you have this conversation, you want to remember a couple of the things that they said, and now you're going to go home, and the moment you get home, the second you get home, you're going to need to email this person and thank them for the opportunity. So here's an email that I have as an example that we're going to take a look at right now. This is an email for an event that I went to on campus at my school, and someone came and he was the guest speaker, right? So let's go ahead. I'm going to read the email first, and then we're going to break it down on what this email should say. So now you have their business card, you get home, and the moment you get home, that very night, you send them the email, and it's going to impress them on how fast and how interested you were in what they had to say. So I put, "Hi Mr. Schmidt, it was a pleasure meeting you at the FIS meeting today. I loved hearing your insights and wisdom on the importance of networking and finding a career that makes you happy. As a young entrepreneur and college student, these events and people like yourself motivate me to use my talents to make a difference in the community and beyond. Aside from real estate, I'm working on some exciting projects to inspire the youth to find their passion and use it to change the world. Below I'm attaching a few links to share with you on some of my projects. Enjoy. I attached a couple of links, and at the end I put, I would love to meet with you sometime next week to give you a copy of my book and see what other ideas you have on how I can spread my message to as many high school and college students as possible. I am available for coffee the morning of Monday, March 8th at 9 a.m. or Wednesday, March 10th in the afternoon at 4 p.m. Please let me know if any of these dates or times work for you. Thank you again, and then my closing with my name, right? So in this email, let's go ahead and break it down. Obviously, at the beginning, you put their name. Then you want to put, it was a pleasure meeting you at wherever you met them, right? You want to make sure that they remember where probably at that event they met a bunch of people. They probably had a lot of other things that they did that day. So you need to remind them where they met you, and that'll make the link, right? The next thing, I loved hearing about your insights and wisdom on the importance of networking and finding a career that makes you happy. In the first line, make sure you put something that stood out to you in the conversation. This is going to make them feel like you were listening the whole time, right? And you were capturing all of the things that they were sharing because they were taking the time to share with you. Right here, you're acknowledging the fact that you listened and you're going to implement it. The next thing you want to put is a little bit about yourself, right? I put, as a young entrepreneur and college student, these events and people like yourself motivate me to use my talents to make a difference in the world and beyond. Right there, I did two things. Talk about a little bit about myself. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a college student. And the second thing, this is almost like thanking them, right? What you did, the time you spent with me is now going to inspire me to make a difference, right? These events and people like yourself motivate me to use my talents to make a difference in the community and beyond, right? So make sure you remind them and let them know that you appreciate the time that they spent. Next, I put, aside from real estate, I'm working on some exciting projects, and I put a couple of links on the things that I do. Now, if you've worked on past projects, maybe a club that you have at school, you want to include that as credibility that you've already been taking action on your dreams. If you haven't participated in any clubs or you haven't done any projects in the past, what I would recommend is putting a link to an article that you find on Google that relates to what you guys talked about, right? So this person right here, he was in the finance industry, but he also has written a book and has focused on helping other people find their passion, very similar to me. So in this case, what I would want to do is go online and find an article that relates to students finding their passion. And I'd go ahead and insert that article right there. And instead of putting, here are some projects I'm working on, you can put, hey, I was recently looking online and I found an article that you might be interested in. Let me know what you think, right? Now this adds another touch point. Now they're going to go ahead and read the article and they're going to reach back to you. It's building this relationship. This is what we want. Simple 5 minutes can build a relationship that's going to open so many doors for you. And at the very end, if you see the last section, I ask him for an opportunity to go and meet coffee. This is meet for coffee. This is the exact same thing that we talked about in LinkedIn. You're going to ask them either for that internship opportunity, ask them for a phone call, or ask them to meet up for coffee, and you put the dates that you're available. And at the very end, you just have a very professional close. Thank you again. Always end with thank you, right? Thank you for your time. Thank you for the opportunity. In this case, I put thank you again, and you put your name, and that's it. So simple email like this. So let's recap what landing an opportunity in a live event will look like. First, you got to find the event on Eventbrite, right? The next thing you want to do is when you go, you want to make conversation with somebody. Third, you hand them your business card, which in turn, like we said, will have them give you their information. Now you take this stack of business cards that you had, and that night you email every single one, thanking them for their time, telling them that you were paying attention to everything that they had to say, sharing some information, and asking for the internship or shadowing opportunity. Now I'm really excited. Hopefully all of these tips and skills and websites and resources will help you. Make sure to click the links below where I'm going to have links to Eventbrite, to Vistaprint, to LinkedIn, and make sure to download the script or look at the script in your Change the World book to be able to know what to say when you're reaching out to these people. We'll see you in the next video where we'll talk about another strategy on how you can find your passion. See you then.